What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over something that you could ideally maybe catch your opponents on a run commit, or you can catch them in a man press. Whatever it is, this is the final part of the Singleback wing flex close. Again, we're going to be going into the Eagles with the Eagles for this reason, because we have Deshaun Jackson. I think he has like, what, 95 something, some high speed. Let's go check it out real fast. Depth chart. Where is it? Deshaun Jackson. Okay, 94 speed. That's still not bad. There's a lot of defenders out there that are going to have a hard time keeping up with him. So we're going to work in Singleback wing flex close, if I can get over there. And the two plays we're going to be focusing on today is drive wide corner, and then this, where is it? 4 verticals. So I'm going to make sure we've got everything set up. We've got 4 verticals. We've got drive wide corner. Always coming out in HP stretch. We're going to start in since we already kind of broke down man coverage, let's go into a Tampa 2. We're going to odd for any kind of cover 2. We're going to audible into drive wide corner. And what we're going to do is we're going to put Lane Johnson. You can either streak him or you can put him on a flat route. I'm going to put him on a flat route. And then from here, what I'm going to take is I'm going to motion over Deshaun Jackson and I'm going to streak him. This is going to be really good if they decide to put a hard flat, because that's a touchdown they just gave up, or at least close to it. So lastly, we're going to go ahead and block a running back. If you suspect the user to kind of be over there and make a couple of adjustments, what you can do also is you can put Y on a little curl route and then Alshon Joffrey on this little dig route, or you can put him on a drag. I prefer to have him on a drag and you kind of create a little mini screen. There's lots of different things you can do. So we're going to be covering all of that in this video. So cover 2, basic high-low read. We're going to go ahead and see who gets open right here. This is a Tampa 2. You can see right there we have A open late. Not the best pass lead by Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, you're getting a little washed up, buddy. But you can see the crop flat does eventually come down, and we're able to get it over the top and get a better pass lead to the sideline. And this time I'm going to go ahead and block my running back. We'll motion over Deshaun Jackson, put him on a streak. That's just to help clear out that deep half. Snap the ball. Again, it's just basic high-low read. Really just nothing too special. You can see right there. If you can give it a little bit more time, that crop flat will come down and play the flat route. Now, one thing you can do to really create more of a bench concept, if we audible into drive wide corners, you can put Lane Johnson a little out route. If you're expecting to pass the ball, you got to be aware of this. Your opponent might notice this as well if they're a half-decent player. They may notice you put a tight end there instead, and like, okay, he's passing. He's clearly going to pass. That's, of course, if they're a good player. Most players aren't that good. Recognize that. Same thing as always. Go ahead and streak Deshaun Jackson. Maybe put B on a drag. This is just to clear out any kind of deep zones if they decide to quick adjust to an outside third instead. That's going to pull that up and allow you to get open as well. So right there you can see dink and dunk. Lane Johnson even able to make that catch for us. Really basic high-low read, just kind of almost a flood concept on one side of the field. So this time, let's go back into Singleback wing flex close. We'll kind of show you guys hard flats this time. Again, drive wide corner. You can do this with, where is it? Verticals as well if they have hard flats, or if you suspect them are about to run commit, go ahead and put some verticals out there and make them pay for it. It's really easy to do. So right here we'll put RB on a flat route, block, streak, drag. This is what we're looking like. Flat route RB, drag B, streak X. Say they have hard flats, touchdown, bam. Really easy to do. It's a super read concept. If you notice, I'm playing underneath the hard flat in cover 2. Take over top for an easy, guaranteed touchdown. So that's just how you're going to attack cover 2. Cover 3, cover 4, pretty much the exact same thing as a cover 2. It's really nothing unique behind this. Go back into Singleback wing flex close. Let's go into drive corner. When you get into the verticals, I'm going to get my other controller so I can break it down a little bit better. So same thing as cover 2, you're going to go ahead and put Lane Johnson on either a flat route or an out route. I'm going to go ahead and put him on a flat route, drag B, block Y, streak X. And sometimes that curl flat will get pulled down by the little flat route, sometimes he won't. So you kind of just got to read and react. You can see you have B open, you got A open, dot to Zach Ertz. Really easy. I kid you not. You cannot mess these reads up. You also notice that you have the drag route ran by Alshon Joffrey as well. Open. Come on, work with me. But it's easy. Alshon Joffrey open early. If you wait too long, what's going to happen is the other hook curl is going to pick him up. You can see take a drag, gain of about 3, close to 4 yards. Madden 20 passing is easy, but complicated at the same time because of how good the zones now play. They really just want to make you run. So that's why everybody, including myself, says screw passing or hashtag YPass when the run game is just so good. So right here you can see dot, rat catch, gain of about, 15, 20 yards right there. Somewhere around there. Super basic. So let's go into a cover 4 drop show 2. Same exact setup. Go ahead, put RB on flat route, streak X, block your running back, drag B, motion him over. And we're going to go ahead and have some fun, some dots. It's really not that hard to tell. If you are thinking in Madden 20, you're doing too much. You don't have to think this year. You just run stretch, dive, catch him on the run commit, catch him on a run, and chuck it up into open space or double coverage. It's really not that hard. People try way too much this year. So again, cover 4 drop show 2. You can get Alshon Jeffrey on the little drag immediately for a possession catch. Easy gain about 4 yards. If they shade underneath, of course you can have Zach Ertz over the top. Super simple. And at cover 4, you can also do something like this. The trick with this is that since you're creating a high-low read, this curl flat isn't going to get pulled down, and it's generally going to follow Zach Ertz. We can see what he plays like right here, but I have noticed more often than not, I suppose he's still getting open. More often than not, that curl flat will drop back. I don't know, maybe a shade over top would help a little bit right there. Who knows? Even a cloud flat probably won't play that route, but actually, in fact, we see it doesn't earlier in this video. So the most basic way to set this up, flat route your tight end, block your running back. We might be able to even fit this little corner route in against an outside quarter. We can see right here, dot, yep, never mind, we can still fit that in also against an outside quarter, and it's going to be the same thing as an outside third. So you can pretty much just spam this setup right here and have I put you on a flat route. And have an absolute wonderful time on that sideline until they show you that they can actually guard it. Right here, dot, swerve, possession catch, really easy. Now, if you don't want to click on, and then you're going to have a little bit more of a problem going against, again, a high-tier opponent. Most opponents aren't good enough to be or willing to click on, and they'd rather have the CPU and get pissed when the game doesn't, So many stupid things this year. But anyways, really simple. You can see right there, gain about 5 yards of the shade over underneath. You're going to have over the top. Super basic to go through. So now I'm going to need to bring in another controller. So when you notice they're starting to press against you, I'm going to go random play. We're going to start working in, you're going to start going into verticals because the verticals are going to just absolutely torch their man on the sideline. This time we're going to be looking for, where is it? Verticals. We'll press. Zach Ertz generally get open. You can get Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah, man, I've played Madden way too much. You can motion over to Deshaun Jackson, and you can sometimes fit him in on this little wheel route. But Lane Johnson's going to be your absolute money in this play. You can see right there. That was such a stupid animation. That kills me. He literally bumps him. That's not going to happen all the time. Occasionally it will. So you gotta deal with the madness. So we're going to block running back. Lane Johnson, you can see right there. If we have a tight end, you got, oh my Lanta, we got a dot. Deshaun Jackson, that time, finally beats his man. If you want the vertical on the left side, but on the right side where Lane Johnson's running, the biggest suggestion I can give you is just switch Zach Ertz and Lane Johnson, or put a tight end there instead. Like maybe you have George Kittle. If you put George Kittle in right there, he's going to absolutely torch his man because that's just how wheel routes work. Don't ask me why they work. There's also one other thing you can do as well. If you notice they're starting to constantly press, if you put B on a slant and motion him over, okay, just kidding. I guess you can't motion him over at all. Used to be able to, but take that back. EA, take that back. I'm sorry. You can also sometimes put him on a drag and sometimes be able to fit that in. But generally, we're looking for either X or RB. RB, since we have Lane Johnson, it's just a speed difference. He's really not going to be able to beat his man. But Deshaun Jackson frequently will. You can see right there. Of course, that's ET3, just with his zoned out or whatever kind of ability you're running into right there. Who knows? But if they are doing press coverage, you can also put X on a slant. That should be able to be motioned over. And then you can motion him over, and you can put this guy on an out route, and then do a motion. My lord, this game sucks. A motion slant for an easy die. You can see right there. Sometimes you can stop and go on the computer and dumb them out as well. It's crazy how bad this. But motion slant, I don't know why it's not one to work right now, but fluff that, EA Sports, it's in the game, right? Come on, motion slant, you little chump. Zach Ertz, we're just gonna spam that A button, and who gives a fluff at all? I gave no craps whatsoever. I'm throwing it every single time into coverage, because that's Madden 20 for you. Now, I'm never gonna run this against straight cover 2 man because of how it's gonna play a screen, or the screen that we're gonna create. So we're going to go back into Singleback, wing flex, close. We're going to be working on a drive wide corner. Now, you can do this with any play, although it works better if you're in drive wide corner just in case they have hard flats, so you can throw to that corner out instead. Let's go into, let's go into cover 3 sky. What the heck? Let's do that. So here's how I'm going to set it up. I'm going to put RB on a flat route. If it wheel routes correctly, it'll go to the right side. There we go. There we go. And then we've got a little screenplay, created on the right side. So right here, look for that. And provided Lane Johnson hopefully would actually set his block. You may need to throw it a little bit earlier than what I'm doing in order to get that block set. But you can see right there, Lane Johnson again just misses his block he says, screw it. I'm going to let this ninja run right past me because screw you, I don't want to set a block. Pass lead it, come on, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Lane Johnson, you actually did your job, and we get a gain of about 4 yards. If they start shading underneath, you got to be really careful about that. I'll show you guys an example. We're going to shade underneath, put hard plots out there. Get everything else set up. You can see right there, we throw that. That's generally a pick. If they click on, that's going to be a pick. But if they have cloud flats, curl flats, seam flats, quarters, we'll play that as well. But anything aside from a hard flat and a quarter flat, it's safe to throw against because Lane Johnson is going to pave the way for Jordan Howard to the promised land. So that's going to take care of this little mini scheme I have for you guys. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more money plays, tips, etc. And until next time, this has been T-Meister. See ya.